What's up? It's Derrell, and today on Mad Good Food, it's all about the holidays. I'm making a lovely crown roast with some beautiful booties on them. And then I'm gonna make a Monte Cristo. And finally, I'm gonna switch it up with the mystery box. And sort of like a present on Christmas morning, I'm going to rip it apart and make something delicious. Let's get to it.
Whether you're cooking for a crowd or just for yourself, you need to show love. I'm former athlete turned Chef Derrell Smith, and I'm gonna show you how to make meals big enough to feed the family that can be broken down for your single self too. Whether it's food for a few or food for one. It's all mad good food.
Yo, 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 look at me. I look like a huge elf. And today is all about the presents. I'm going to show you how to make a crown roast with some lovely booties on it. And then we're gonna make lovely skillet potatoes, some Swiss chard, and then we're gonna make a solo meal, a Monte Cristo, which is one of my favorite sandwiches. And finally, we're gonna end with a Christmas mystery box. And I'm going to kill it because that's what I do. So let's get to it. We have a crown roast that I've marinated overnight. Ain't that cute? Look at that. This thing has been Frenched. It's called French, but literally it's just scraping this meat off the bone so we have a nice, clean handle. I've actually put skewers on the ends to keep it in place, right? Now what I've done is I've marinated this overnight so we get all of those lovely flavors. To start off, I'm gonna wrangle this bad boy up like some cattle. So I'm gonna start by just coming around, and I wanna give this a little bit of pull. So it's nice and tight. Oh, don't we love Christmas? Isn't this the best time of the year? I remember there was this one time my parents bought me these shoes that were made of jean material, and I didn't wanna wear them, but I had to wear them because my parents bought them for me for Christmas. And so what I would do is I would put them on before I got on the school bus. And then as soon as I got them on, I had a replacement pair of shoes in my book bag. And they never knew about this story until today. So I love you, Mom. Let's get our final string around the top. Our crown roast is done. Before we add a little extra marmalade, I'm gonna take out these skewers that I use to hold it together. And before we put it into the oven, I'm gonna make another seasoning mix, and it's the exact same marinade from earlier. We got a little bit of apricot marmalade, and we also got some grain mustard. Mix, 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 mix. We're cooking it low and slow, and so you don't necessarily have to marinate it overnight because those flavors are all gonna just soak into it as it cooks nice and slow in the oven. We like that. And like Bob Ross, I'm gonna take a paintbrush and just paint this all around it, all right? The more marmalade, the more flavor. I don't know, it's like anything sweet and anything mustardy is always good with that porky pork. One last thing before we put it into the oven, just a little bit of salt and pepper. Seasoned meat, seasoned meat. I don't know if you can see this, but I am very excited. I'm also excited about this lovely sweater. Isn't this so festive? Everybody's gonna see me as an elf. Yeah. It's marinated, it's seasoned, and now it's time to go into the oven. We're gonna leave this low and slow, and we'll check on it after about 2.5 hours. Internal temperature, we're looking for about 140 degrees. Usually for my Christmas or my Thanksgiving dinners, my mom and myself will usually make candy yams. But this year I'm going to be a little more fancy, and I'm going to make a sweet potato gratin. So to start, I have some lovely sweet potatoes, and most of these I've already cut really thin, but I don't have time for this. All right, so instead, we're gonna take a mandolin, and we just gonna, there we go. So once it gets low, be all good. Trust me. So we've got our lovely potatoes. To this, I'm gonna heat up just a little bit of butter. While that's melting down, I'm gonna take a little bit of thyme, fresh thyme. 'Tis the season. We got some garlic, but I want a little more. let's actually pop to the herb wall and get some rosemary. What's up, boo? Happy holidays. I miss you. Here, kiss for you. Kiss for you. Kiss for you. We're just gonna take a little piece of that rosemary. All right, all I'm doing is chopping my rosemary into my thyme. And then I wanna add a little bit of seasonings to make like a seasoned butter. So we got some smoked paprika, and then we have some chipotle seasoning, and we'll add that to our butter as well. Stir that around, and now all I'm gonna do is take a little bit of this butter, and we're just gonna go around. Oh, this smells so good. I want this thing nice and smoky and delicious. We got that. And if you don't think it's enough, feel free to drizzle just a little bit of olive oil. All we're trying to do is just season and coat all of our potatoes. Little salt and pepper, not too crazy. Potatoes love salt. A little bit of pepper. I think our potatoes are good. When I was a child, this is when I was summoned. Like, hey, here's the portion of the dinner that I don't feel like prepping. Derrell, your job starts now. All I'm gonna do is start in the middle, and that's gonna be my base. And I'm gonna start to swirl all around. All right, there we go. I'm just going in that spiral, going in the spiral. I haven't seen my mom in a year, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing my family this year. And I don't know, maybe I'll re-gift her those shoes she got me when I was a kid. Or maybe I'll gift her this sweater. Why not? Now we're just gonna kiss it with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And this is gonna add a little bit of salt. That's why I said not to add too much salt to this. And it's also gonna give us that lovely Parmesan flavor that we love. This is coming together really nicely. Now that we're in a good place, I feel like I'm ready for my first mystery box clue. Jazz, please.
This ingredient can be dark, white, or even milk.
Chocolate. It's chocolate? Look at it. 1 for 1. 1 for 1. I'm here all day. So even though this is going to go in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, I'm going to crisp it up on my stove top first because my bottom is actually going to be my top when I serve it. I'm going to put this on the medium heat. All right. There we go. So it's starting to sizzle. We only want to get the color, so we don't need it to be on there too long. And so I'm gonna cover it. So wrap that thing up. All right, there it is. And now we're gonna pop this into the oven. Not too long, 20, 25 minutes. That's good. Our potatoes in the oven, our crown roast is cooking low and slow. When we come back, we're gonna get started on our rainbow Swiss chard, and I'm gonna get another mystery box clue. So stay tuned. Hey boos, welcome back. Look at this. We got some rainbow Swiss chard. Look at that, that's beautiful, right? The stems are a little too bitter for my liking, so I don't know, we're gonna get rid of those. And all I'm gonna do is just stack these on top of each other. And then we just roll these up. And I'm looking for about a 1/2 inch. So that's good, that's good. And we're just gonna go all the way down. So our Swiss chard is chopped, and these are the ribbons that we're looking for. I'm just gonna start with a little bit of oil, not too much. I'm using olive oil to give it a little bit of flavor. We're just trying to coat these leaves. This looks like a lot, but in the end, it's gonna be the perfect amount. There we go. And I'm just gonna use some tongs. I remember when I was a kid, I had to be like 6 or 7 years old. And I remember my grandfather gave me a $100 bill. And me thinking at that time, I'm rich. And I remember my mom telling me, do you know you could spend $100 just like that? But I remember as a kid, when I first received that $100 bill, I thought that I was rich and I was on top of the world and I was just stunting all over West Philly. Shout out to childhood memories and being a child and thinking that $100 is a lot of money. All right, our Swiss chard is done. Let me just taste this. Yep. Just gonna put these into my pan. Wow, man, that looks good. A little lemon zest. So our Swiss chard is done, and now it is time for the big reveal, and I'm so happy because it smells so good in my kitchen. I cook so good. I cook so good. Look at this. Good God. Crown roast is done, looking mad shiny and good. Before we do anything, we want to make sure we clip these strings off. So now all I want to do is just snip the top one. We have one in the middle. We get that last snippy snip. You may be wondering why I left these little bones exposed. It's because we have some very cute shoes to put on top. You get a shoe. Here's a shoe for you. Little cozy toesies. Some shoes for my booze. Oh, ain't that mad cute? So now our crown roast is done, and we're gonna take out our potato gratin from the oven. It should be done now. Ooh. Ooh. Man, that smells good. And now it is time for the big reveal. As I mentioned before, the top is the bottom and the bottom is the top. So I'm gonna take a plate and place that on top. And all I'm gonna do is take this and just flip it over like this. And ta-da! That's mad cute. Our potato gratin is ready. And now it's time to slice our crown roast. And to do that, I'm just gonna take this and transfer it right onto my board. And now, if you could see, we have these lines that kind of guide us to where we should cut. And I'm just gonna follow that natural line so I can get a wonderful and beautifully sliced pork chop. I love this. That is looking delicious. There we go. Look at that. We got one. There we go, we got two. All right, let's do a few more. I love that. That's plated. Now we need to plate mine. You right here. For my sweet potatoes, I'm actually gonna just garnish with a little bit of chive. And all I'm just gonna do is just sprinkle that on the top. Get a little bit of green. Now, let's slice the gratin like cake. Right to our plate. I love that. And now finally, let's give some of that rainbow Swiss chard. Just put you right on the side. Ooh. Look how beautiful that is. This says Happy Holidays. And now I'm gonna try this. First, let's just get a little bit of that Swiss chard and our potato gratin. That's good. Now, to start the show. Like butter. That's good. Now it's time for our next mystery box clue. And it is a lemon's best friend, also found in an old-fashioned cocktail. I don't know this one. So we'll go to break. I'll think about this. When we come back, we'll make the Monte Cristo, and then we'll get the last clue, and I'm gonna get down to business. So I'll see you very soon. When the holidays roll around, my favorite day is the day after because I get to make sandwiches out of the leftover meat from the day before. And so in that same vein, I'm gonna make a Monte Cristo using a pork chop from my crown roast. To get started, I'm just gonna cut this into thin slices and put this onto the sandwich. And do you know what's better than a regular sandwich? A fry sandwich. The thing about this is it reminds me of Christmas. I see that powdered sugar on top and it just looks like snow. So now that our meat is nice and sliced off the bone, we're gonna get started on our dredge. So I'm just gonna crack one egg right into my dish. Now, if you had something like a leftover eggnog, you can use that. And now I have 2 pieces of bread, and I have some mayonnaise, which we'll put on one side of the bread. Add a little bit of mustard, and we're just gonna layer right on top. This is hella pork. Meat on this side, cheese on the other side. And then finally, we're just gonna add a little bit of marmalade on top of the pork and just smear that. I want that sweet. Whoo. We're gonna put our pan on about medium heat. We'll melt that butter a little. And now I just wanna dip my sandwich into my dredge. You don't need too much. You don't know what's coming. And that's totally okay. Right into our pan. And just leave it alone. All right. That thing's shining. All right, I think we should be good. One of my favorite diners in New York City is called TikTok Diner, and it's one of the first places where I had a Monte Cristo sandwich. I'm actually using this serrated knife, and I'm gonna cut this sideways. And look at that. Before I do anything else, I do want to pay homage to the traditional way it's served, and we're just gonna put a little winter wonderland on the plate. Bon appetit. Damn, that's good. I'm gonna eat this whole sandwich. This sandwich is so delicious, but I have to move on, and it's time for my final mystery box clue. Final clue, clue number 3. A drink made of breakfast staples. Eggnog. Is it eggnog? Wait, it's really eggnog? Yo, I need to make these harder. Come on now. The brilliant Derrell Smith gets it again. All right, so we know that we have eggnog. We know that we have chocolate. I'm not sure what the last one was, but when we come back, I'm gonna open this mystery box and get to it. So I'll see you in a little bit, and I'm gonna eat the rest of this sandwich. Yeah, we're back, and now it's time for my favorite part of the show, the mystery box. So now, open it up. This is the first thing, a fruitcake. All right, caramel candies. Orange, cool, I'm fine with that. Eggnog, cool. And dark chocolate. And then let me get my ingredients from the fridge. From my main meal, I have pork chop, I have sweet potato, as well as Swiss chard. Let's think about this. I'm gonna take the pork and I'll turn this into like some type of thinly sliced bacon. And then, let me see. Oh, that doesn't smell bad actually. I could make this into a bread pudding, but we don't necessarily have to do that. I think I could actually make this into almost like a French toast. Let's melt down the caramel candies. Maybe shave some orange zest over top, as well as some chocolate over top. And that's good, I think that's good. I'll heat these 2 pans up. We'll melt this caramel candy down. Here goes nothing. Now let's do our dredge. Eggs, we don't need milk because we got eggnog. Maybe do 1 egg. Eggnog. Use this fruit cake, almost like a brioche for French toast. It's gonna be very thin French toast. French toast sticks. How about that? We got a little bit of olive oil, and then I'll hit it with butter. Okay, there we go. Ooh, this is so much fun. I enjoy this. Let me just get this going around. Oh, that's looking good, look at that. And while that's going, in the other side of the pan, we're just gonna crisp up that crown roast. Ooh, this gonna be delicious. Ooh, look at that. fruitcake French toast. What will I come up with next? And now, let's plate our French toast. We got fruitcake. Mmm, that's mad cute. Let me just get this pork. That looks good. So here, let's get our slices of crown roast bacon on the side. Now, I'm just gonna drizzle that caramel on top. Ooh, wow, 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 wow. Let's put our powdered sugar first. Holiday snowing. And now, let's just grate a little zest. Finally, some shaved dark chocolate. There we go, that looks good. Look what I made with my mystery box ingredients. We got a fruitcake French toast with crown roast bacon. All in this swaggy sweater. I'm excited about this. We got a beautiful holiday brunch. What does that taste like? It's almost, I'm proud of that. And then for the bacon, let's get, oh, this is the piece that I was looking for. Right here. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. All right, this holiday episode was very fun. So today we made a holiday breakfast, a holiday lunch, and a holiday dinner, and I killed it in my holiday sweater. So from my sweater to yours, I hope you have a happy holiday, and until next time, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.